Hello and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I'll be your host today, and I am kind of having a whisper. I am at a friend's home. Her daughter is getting married, and her sister wanted to be a part of the festivities, and she takes care of her mom. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on her. So I may have to pop in and out, and I'm trying to talk a little soft so that I don't wake her. So anyway, if you guys can hear me, that's what's happening. Hello, Misha. Hi, Ben. Hi, Henny. Hi, Rolling Stone. Hi, Kristen. Okay, have I missed anybody? Kristen. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you too. Anyway, so I hope I got everybody here. If I missed your name, in the chat, I apologize. So what's up? Oh, okay. Remember to be quiet.
Okay. There. Wow. So how you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm glad you're coming to the dark side with Carol's Bigfoot Bonanza. I'm glad you're starting to realize the futility of not doing it. So.
Okay, what's going on with Plant Freak? Do you mind dropping the link here? Okay, there it is. Yep, meant to do that anyway. So yeah, I am having to be a little bit quiet. I had a video I wanted to share about this thing called anhedonia after addiction recovery. So if you guys are into it, let me get Plant Freak in here. Stacia, I hope you're doing well. Carol, hi. I was getting the latest on the doings in LA. Yes. And wasn't that something? Oh my God. My heart just sank when I saw them putting him Aaron in cuffs.
He saw it coming. He saw it coming.
No,
he said, they're looking at me. They're gonna. And then when that one police officer said, I got all my buddies coming in, and all the riot gear came out, I knew it was done.
It's such
sad though.
No, it's not. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was amazed at the childish posturing.
That's right.
And you could tell by the body language, especially of the bald guy. I mean, a lot of the other guys, you could tell the ones that Aaron was confronting in the street, that they really didn't have a clue what was going on. I mean, because their eyes are darting left and right. They're trying to figure out. They're going from, emotional eye accessing to, okay, what do I say? They're going back and forth, because they just feel conflicted.
Yeah.
But that one bald guy, when he showed up, he is just strutting his stuff.
Yeah.
And the second Aaron says anything, his chin goes up a little bit, his nostrils flare. That tells you he's getting ready for a fight. Maybe not physically, but yeah, he was kind of bringing his chest out just a little bit. I mean, it's not incredibly pronounced, but yeah, he was doing a little bit of that. And it's like, yeah, I wonder where this is going.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Yeah, I caught it. I caught his live right after we closed up the show. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to rewind and see what happened here. Because I knew that I knew that the guy assaulted somebody and figured out pretty quickly that it was him, because I've been watching the other videos where he's sicked his dog on people,
Yep. And to be perfectly honest, the gentleman who showed up to take the dog was better controlled with. I honestly wonder if that is even if that's even his dog.
Yeah, that's weird. That was what I thought I heard Aaron alluding to, is that the dog belonged to that guy, not
the dog was so much calmer and happier once the other gentleman showed up and took.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so dog. I've watched multiple videos now, and the way that he's been like pushed towards people, like still on leash with the harness on, like pushed towards people to become a aggressive and to become scared, that breed already has a bad name. It's not the dog's fault.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't, that animal control didn't do something with the dog.
Oh, I'm happy to.
Well, yeah.
Because it's not the dog's fault.
No, it really isn't. And yeah, it's just and that's the only person who really feel, well, okay, Aaron aside, but I mean, everybody really feels sorry for the dog because it's not its fault.
No, and I don't always feel that way. In some situations, I don't feel that way, but in this situation, I do.
Yes.
Sometimes you've just got a dog that is just unhinged.
Yeah.
And is a danger.
And you could tell the way he handles it too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, there's no, and I'm shocked he can get away with it in California. I mean, I thought they were much more.
They are. I'm telling you, I lived there for 16 years in San Diego. They micromanage everything.
Yeah.
Everything there.
Well, yeah, now I was shocked to see, okay, granted, it's been a long time since I had administration of justice training, and I was trained for a different generation. Lori plays. She's an ex-sheriff, but she deals with a completely different department. But both of us were comparing notes, and no matter how you slice it, I mean, it was just sloppy from the get-go. The guy who takes a dog, you can see it looks like he has something in his back. Now, it could be, it could be a magazine. It could be anything. It could be, who knows, but it's something solid, and it's and the thing is the way those cops are, they are so sloppy. They're sloppy in some respects. They don't like having their authority challenged in others, and there's such a presence there. I mean, when that thing was going on, they had a guy, a hit and run on a bicycle. They found a dead body. What was it? There's like 3 or 4 other things going on at that time, and it's like, you mean to tell me you boo-foos?
All of those guys.
Yeah, and they
all
devote
cops,
they devote 20 some to that. It's like, are you guys for real? I mean, it's laughable. It is just insane, and I understand where Tommy's, and Tommy kind of brings, because Tommy has a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
And that does help, that, they're just, but that they're in fear for their life or whatever. But, both Lori and I have seen people, handle much more serious situations with like 3 cops. I mean,
nobody had any kind of threatening demeanor toward them.
Yeah.
No.
And nobody said anything toward them until they put Aaron in the car.
Yeah, and I mean, there were a lot of them. The guy, the bald dude, he is actually in charge of rookies. That's what he's supposed to be training. Now, he was supposed to be training rookies and that kind of thing.
Okay.
What he's doing, interjecting himself in there, still, I mean, he is a corporal. He is a corporal, but I mean, it's just, there's a lot of stuff that, I don't know, that whole thing just stinks. And I think
there was some digging done. There was some digging done on tall men by a few internet sleuths, and he is ex-Scientology. He is or has been granted awards by Scientology.
Yeah,
sorry,
so not just ex-actor. He also
ex-Scientologist, and last decade been awarded by Scientology for being like a spokesperson between LAPD and Scientology.
Okay. How long ago was
that? It's known he's working with them. It's known.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean,
and
he's an ex-Scientologist, but he's a cop, so that gives him a pass.
Well, there was just so much. I mean, I don't know if you caught the thing where Aaron was still locked up, but they had a crowd out by the Wilcox station.
I kind of watched it fast because
there was a point. Tallman was on top of the building laughing at the protesters. Now, in what world is that?
I did not see that.
Well, and the thing is, I didn't see it either. William Streets, LA, he talked about it, and
Yeah.
a couple other people saw him up there as well. And most of the time, I was dancing between multiple views because for whatever reason, my web kept freezing up, so I just kept dancing around. But what was so funny is just the horrid optics of that, on top of there was one point where they decided they're going to go outside rather than just sit around and do nothing. They're going to go outside and they're going to document what police ticket people for the most. No plates and illegal tinting. And most of the cops who are driving out of their personal vehicles, no front plates and illegal tinting. And it's just like, this is so on every possible layer. I mean, on the whole arresting Aaron and, not even searching the guy who committed assault, all this other stuff, down to that level. It is just horrid optics.
So either a rumor, I do remember seeing the footage when this Patrick person with the dog, and Patrick is apparently his middle name, I'm figuring out his whole name. He had multiple knives in pockets put into an evidence bag.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. Or
that is like truly insane. How did they not say something more? How did they not cuff him right then? But again, it's clear he's been working with or hired by whatever it is by science. Like, I've been going through and I've seen like videos with that man in it now. So
and I did a search for Tallman and Scientology.
Hubger says that on his IMDb has says that he's a current Scientologist, so that's interesting.
Okay,
that's
this whole link. And now this is one of the things I kept telling Tommy, and I don't know if he really catches it or not, but this has all been a real big paradigm shift for me, because I was always raised I don't know if I'll use the word pretty rabid pro law enforcement. I was, I went to college for it, blah, 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 and then of course in college they're taught, the situation that occurred up in Canada, when was it? Like 4 decades ago, where they lost power. It may not be Canada, it may have been northern it was New York. They lost power and the crime rate just went through the ceiling because people, basically gang mentality and all this other stuff. And they're talking about how, it's important to have policing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no argument there. However, what's been a paradigm shift for me has been just seeing, and not just hearing about from Tommy, but hearing about it, seeing it myself or on, on different YouTube's videos, things like that, just how much abuse there is in law enforcement. And then hearing about the stuff in prison where, Tommy could have his hands above his knee and they just beat up on him. It's like, I was just raised that doesn't happen, but clearly it does. And it's just been, wow. I feel like it's almost down to a religion level with me because, well, maybe not that much, but I just feel like I've been lied to my entire life. But I mean, I guess that's that way about, a lot of things. So.
I didn't have any illusions of any of that because I grew up in a small town. Well, where, I mean, it was just a whole nepotism nightmare. And the cops could get by with just about anything.
Yeah, Bisbee was pretty bad for corruption, but I just kept thinking, okay, that's just here. Small town. Yeah. Here it's not so bad, and I compete with other police officers in the area. But the thing is, being with them and seeing them on the job are just
two different things.
Two entirely. Yeah, and it's like I have no idea what these people are really like. I really don't.
Right.
So.
Kristen Melinda says police officers can get their job with a high school diploma and just a bit of training. Not every police officer is a good person. Now I went to Miramar College in San Diego, and they had an officers training program, and they had to have an associate's degree before they could graduate.
It's the same here. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, education doesn't mean that they're a good person. That is one thing, though.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Education does not mean that they're. I have recently been hearing, since this whole defund the police thing came about, that not all states require an associate's degree. Like, it could be just a few weeks of online training or a few. So, like, some states, I'm sure.
Wow.
Canada, I know you do have to go through training, but
the training, I would see those guys out there. I would see those guys out there at Miramar, and I mean, it looked pretty like a pretty extensive, rigorous. And I had heard that it was. So that's California.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, all you have to be is a U.S. citizen, be 21 or older, high school diploma or GED, and a high moral standard of possessing a driver's license. Wow.
Yeah.
You have the police. You have the police academy. But the thing I've always disliked about the police academy, from knowing people who've gone through it, they spend way too much time on. First of all, it's stuff they should be practicing anyway. You should have to qualify with a car at least every other year. You should have to qualify with a firearm once a year. You should have to do these things, but they do it once every decade. But they spend a lot of time running, a lot of time, how to do physical stuff, but they teach them very little law, and they come out and they think that they are. Well,
yeah, the whole
ones I
the
talk
whole
to.
thing of the felony stalking.
Felony stalking. Yeah.
I mean,
and when streets read it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that gets me is none of these cops will even ever say, I don't know if this fits. I've seen that happen where cops, okay, they don't know the situation, so they just keep everybody on ice, they keep them around, and then they go back and they review the statutes in their car. Fine. You know what? Yeah, you can't memorize all that. I mean, the criminal code's only one book out of hundreds that, lawyers have to memorize. Not memorize. No. But, okay, I get that. But anymore, it's like, oh, no, it's just because I say it is. It's just not a good recipe. Yeah. It's like, we're getting pretty close to some. That's true.
If it's associate's degree, that's college hours.
Yes.
Not. Yeah, that's college hours, which can take years.
Yeah, but here
if it's an associate's degree.
I think on top of your college hours, though, is what Kristen was trying to explain. You get your associate's degree, and then you have to do 60 hours of training post that.
Okay.
Or during, something like that. Yeah. And when Streets was reading out the legal definition of felony stalking for Los Angeles, it has to be repetitive. There needs to be like a death threat, a criminal threat uttered. None of that had happened. And the way that Tallman police officer explained it to Aaron was very badly explained. Well, if you want me to arrest him, you're then going to be arrested for stalking. It was not, we're going to do a personal, like a PPA. I can't remember all of the terms for that, but we're going to do a personal arrest. You're going to need to sign a piece of paper. And that means that he's going to do the same thing to you. It was not explained well, and he was trying to heighten the situation. He was trying.
And the thing is that I could see them allowing private person's arrest. I could see them allowing it in the opposite guy's case, the Mr. Dog guy. I could see them having that, but there was no reason why Aaron even had to sign a complaint. They had all this stuff. It's right. It's textbook simple assault.
Yeah. I cannot believe. I kept looking for somebody else's footage of that. I can't believe nobody had cameras.
Oh, they did.
There's three.
Besides the Aaron having his camera on it.
There's
three.
Yeah, there's I can't
Are
remember.
they on YouTube or were they on TikTok at the time? 'Cause
Some
if
of
it's
them
on
have not
TikTok,
even been.
it's lost.
Some of them have not even been posted because Streets informed them, do not post it. It could violate something for Aaron in a later civil suit. So do not even post it. Take it to the police station, which they did. And then there's also all of the storefront footage that Tallman said all of these internet videos we're not going to accept. We need the storefront videos. That's how I'm going to confirm what you're saying. Okay. And now the police have all of that because they pulled all of that in the 5 hours they detained him.
There is one other angle. It was on a show. What's the name of it? Popcorn
Planet?
Popcorn Planet shows it, where it's of a guy who's closer to the Scientology place. It's obviously on TikTok because you can see the display is this letterbox or whatever. It's not landscape, but it's like that. But you can it's a little choppy, but you can clearly see what's going on. You can see him strike the phone with a cane. You can see him hit Aaron with his fist, and then you see Aaron run off frame and the dog chasing.
Yep.
And that's when Aaron used his gimbal.
And what Pup Groomer had said, it's trained aggression on that dog. He knew what would happen with the situation and releasing the dog. He trained the dog that way. It's not the dog's fault. Yeah. It is not the dog. Like, I wish that some of the people in some of the live chats last night would hush up about the dog and start talking about the person a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they were probably OSA. To be perfectly honest with you, they were probably OSA going on about the dog in those chats. Those chats were full last night.
Yeah.
Full.
And that's the way. How do I say this without sounding political? There is one of the people I was getting into with the whole neuroscience thing. He's an ex-CIA operative, and he approaches behavior from that standpoint. And he's actually a really valuable resource. Okay, one of the things that he did is he had a defector from the KGB in one interview. And this KGB defector is just saying how they run, and they do run. People can say, oh, it doesn't happen anymore. No, they do run operations in the U.S. And what they'll do is they'll do stuff that seems counterintuitive. They will fund this candidate and they'll fund the opposite candidate. Then they go through and they create noise both ways. And all it's for is to create doubt and chaos. Yeah. And in fact, one of the things they came up with, it's kind of funny. I don't know if you heard about the 5G, conspiracy that 5G is going to cook your brains and all that. That actually, part of that actually came from the KGB because Russia wanted to get 5G before U.S. did. But the point being that what counterintelligence, they kind of think of themselves as counterintelligence, but it's known enough that this is what you do in counterintelligence. You create noise. You create confusion. You get in there and do that. And I still think that half of the people in there, I don't think they're I'm not saying they're master spies or anything like that. But I bet I would not be the least bit surprised if a couple of those homeless people that come up, if there isn't just somebody from OSA saying, hey, here's $50, go up there and just, they're not trained in it. Just go up there and make noise, and I'll give you another 50 or something like that. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
And Kristen was saying about the dog, and there was just a bunch of people saying, put down the dog. Yeah. Sorry.
So go ahead.
No, Kristen was asking about what people were saying about the dog. There was in the Hellcat stream, Chris the Hellcat, there was a bunch of people saying, put down the dog, get, animal services. These were I did not want to be seeing these comments because it was clear to me exactly what Seventh said. It was clear to me that this individual using the dog was not the dog's owner, in my opinion. It was the man who showed up. So there's just to not be horrible about this, but the best way to describe it is the black man who attacked Aaron had another man come, a white man, and the white man seemed to be good with the dog. The dog sat immediately. The dog was rolling over and happy as soon as he took over the lead. It's just an outside opinion. Yeah. It's just an outside opinion. I wasn't there, but looking from the outside, to me, it looks like that was the dog's owner.
Yeah, the guy
Like,
was a Marine Corps jacket, and I think Marine Corps leather jacket.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the same thing. If not that, then there's something really weird going on there. Because I mean, the way the dog was with one guy, I mean, it's completely night and day. It'd be like somebody who's it would be schizophrenic if that's not his owner, and that's actually kind of rare, really. But I don't know. I'm not.
It seemed to be perfectly normal. I mean, it was just doing its normal thing when the cops were around.
Yeah,
it was
guy was
definitely heightened and scared.
Yeah,
it was definitely heightened and scared.
Yeah, the guy was kind of jerking it a bit,
Yeah.
and he was kind of barking and stuff.
Oh,
But once the real owner showed up, no barking, no nothing. It's rolling over. It's like, give me a belly rub. I want lovin's. That whole thing, kind of like your dogs do, and you don't ever give them any lovin's at all, and they're very sad. And so they go up and they beat up Bigfoot.
Yeah, it was just. I thought I was going to have a quiet Friday night, to be honest with you. And here I was, YouTube on my phone, I had a friend help me out with YouTube Premium, like set me up on their family. So now I've got YouTube Premium to like check a bunch of different things. Like, oh my God. I was going crazy watch it all.
Yeah, that's.
I couldn't look away. I honestly couldn't look away.
It is really fascinating to see the difference now with things where something like that happens. You can have all this stuff at your disposal. You have all these camera angles, all the stuff going on, and you can flip and it used to be when stuff like that would happen, you'd get one talking head from an ABC, from a alphabet news agency, and it would just be him expressing his opinion as but now it's like, wow, you can. I mean, it is so interesting because stuff like this happens. You have all this information at your disposal. And I was just kidding you about you not giving your dogs any lovin's, but she's busy typing.
Sorry, what?
No, I was.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
You never had your dogs on camera, have you?
What?
I don't think I've seen your doggies. Have I? Have you had your dogs
on
camera?
You saw the ones that were in the pasture that one day. Just
yeah.
Okay. No close-ups, but yeah.
Yeah, part Anatolian, you said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they could look
about a quarter Anatolian, the rest Pyrenees.
Okay. Well, at least the Pyrenees can kind of wash out a little bit of the pathetic from Anatolians can look so pathetic.
They get the saddest little eyes, don't they?
I had an Anatolian. Oh my gosh, that dog so manipulative. Oh God. Master manipulator.
They're smart. They're very smart.
Yeah.
They dig holes, and they're good at they're good guardians, though. Really good guardians.
Very good. Yeah. And there's 4 puppies left, and they're doing a good job of teaching those dogs how to be livestock guardians.
Very nice. Good night, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I hope you have a great evening.
They never get any attention when you have a friend over to pet them. Yeah.
True.
So true. Yeah. So anyway, what did I miss when I was typing? Anything? What did I miss when I was typing?
Oh, I was just picking on you.
Oh.
About not ever getting your dogs any lovin's.
Yeah, poor dogs. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. And it was pretty amazing actually to see how people's subscribers, whether they were like the Squirrel Squad, I think is what they're called on TikTok. I don't do the TikTok thing. But like there was people sending food in troves to the police station for the protesters.
Yeah, that was so cool. I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm happy that there was some left for Aaron when he got out, because we all know he went in hungry and he was going to come out starving. So
I really want one of those squirrel outfits. That squirrel looked cool.
I know, so cute. Working dogs have to be smart. This does include real licensed service dogs. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me check my email here.
The optics of that group, though, I've said it a few times, but everything about them, the way that they had all that food delivered, and the way that how careful they were to clean everything up, and then Streets LA told them all to take the excess food, find somebody who's homeless, and give it to them.
Yes,
I mean, that is such a good optic.
I love this community that's growing and developing.
But juxtapose that to the police officers. I mean, and the police officers aren't necessarily bad people, but you have them who are driving and they're not even following their own rules. It's like the optics here could not be any worse.
Any worse.
Like,
it's so bad.
Yeah, they went well out of their way to find a pile of poo and then stepped in it.
That's a good way to put it.
What they don't know is they stepped on the rakes they hid.
Yeah.
They're probably starting to find that out today.
Yeah, somewhere there's quite a few villages of being deprived of their idiots to stalk LAPD, I'm thinking, but
and Marie Cora just said that there is a press release. I didn't even know that this got released today. She posted it on the Facebook. From LAPD, a press release from LAPD.
Marie Cora.
And who posted that on their Facebook?
Well, in the chat here, the last message I have up, it's from Marie Cora. And she said, I just posted the press release for the LAPD nonsense on her Facebook. I don't know what her Facebook name would be, though. I can't connect all the names yet. I'm sorry.
Let's see here.
My wife's service dog, although the dog knows me as the alpha of my family, absolutely adored my wife. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Marie Cora. IE.
Posted the press release. Okay. Okay. Hi, Marie. All right. So
that might be her.
I don't know if we're Facebook friends or not.
Here she is.
Okay.
Perfect.
Are you a mod, Ben? Are you a mod?
No, I'm not a mod.
Okay.
I've been called several things, but mod isn't one of them.
I was just wondering because I wondered if you could put the
she's got some good food on there too. Oh my gosh. Oh, I miss those. Those fries look so good. Oh, what? I miss fries. Oh, on Marie Cora's website, she's got pictures of fries.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Okay.
Her Facebook thing, or her picture says it shows mountains on her Facebook. I think it's her profile picture. If that helps, if you're looking.
And is it under the same name? Okay. I just mean, like, you lay a rake down and, you're going to end up stepping on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that analogy came up a few times.
And now they're going to find out what it feels like to get a rake in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Their own rakes. They put them there,
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing as stepping.
Or the day that you had of the poo incident. The day that you had of the poo incident. The multiple poo incidents.
Some days are just like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
the one thing that did I was
I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or if it's you, but it was your.
Yeah, I think she's losing. Somebody might be turning the microwave on.
I think the microwave's on.
Oh.
Wow, that's amazing, Seventh Son. That kind of service dog amazes me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is just astonishing in the best possible way. Stasia's sounding out for y'all too. Yes. Totally broke up.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Get back in here.
So one thing that had bothered me was at Jessica's stream, I saw Streets show up. Streets goes up and asks the desk multiple times, where is this person in the process? Where is this person in the process? They didn't answer honestly or correctly anytime he asked. Anytime. Right. Because when Aaron came out and said, I wasn't even booked, I wasn't even printed, I was just detained.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, we have his prints in the system now. It's going to take us 3 hours to run them.
Yeah,
was one statement that was said.
Yeah, we're running them on against FBI and all this other stuff. Yeah, it was the one thing that really cracked me up, and it's such a minor point, was there was a couple in there filing something. One gal was in a skirt, and there's her boyfriend or whatever next to her. At one point, the guy, he's interacting with the police officer so much, he turns around and he sees a sea of cameras looking at him. But I just cracked up at seeing how many people were in that little place.
Yeah, and he said, I don't want to be on camera. And then everybody came flocking over. It was like, you don't want to be on camera? Okay.
People do have some funny ideas about the whole thing in the U.S. about there is no expectation of privacy in public. So
yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, you posted it. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the right link. Let me know if it's not. Poor dude was just trying to pay a ticket or get a marriage license or something. Oh yeah.
Oh goodness. Oh, but I would have to think that the crowds tonight are going to be crazy again. I know Chris the Hellcat's going to be there tonight again. I don't know if I can look away. I think it might just be another situation where you're staring. Somebody had told me that Aaron was supposed to be there again tonight, but I also thought I heard that he was supposed to fly home today. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was talking about going to. He had to go to the doctor. Just because they're trying to get everything documented with head injury and things like that. He's trying to do that, and he was talking about going out to eat with Serge and that group.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what else he's got going on. It seems like that pretty much took up his time, but he's going to have a lot of his time probably filled, researching. I guess he's already got a few suggestions for attorneys, and he's been interacting with Zach Morgan and.
Serge was on the phone right away calling lawyers. Like immediately after it happened, he was on the phone calling lawyers. Yeah. It was the way that everybody banded together, especially the second gens.
They kicked into gear so beautiful. I mean, I was impressed.
Yeah, I really was too, because that is, if anything ever happens to you, that is something that is very important, is to get stuff immediately while it's still fresh in your head, because things get lost. Everybody keeps thinking, like Scientology teaches us, that your mind is a steel trap. It's like, no, it's very fallible. You'll forget stuff so quick.
I love this. There's a guy out there now yelling free Kool-Aid.
Yes. Yes. We're handing out flyers saying, do you want to join a cult?
For everyone blaming the dog and its breed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. I honestly don't have the energy to follow the story. I'll just keep getting updates from you guys. Okay.
Fair.
Well, yeah, and it could be.
I mean, they didn't fingerprint him. They didn't get a mugshot. He almost sounded disappointed that he didn't get the mugshot.
I think he would have put it on T-shirts.
Yeah. Probably. He definitely was going to put it up on his YouTube.
He should just do a fake one and put "that's adorable" underneath it, because that's what he said to the cop when he's like, I'm going to have to charge you for felony stalking. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, man.
I was going to ask if it triggered anybody here, but I guess not, evidently.
Watching it happen, watching the transition of Aaron asking for help and it turning sideways against him, I had to take a few minutes to myself.
Really? Okay.
I did. I had to take a few minutes to myself because it's just proving to me there's so many systems that are going to do that to people.
Sure.
And it's nauseating. It's truly nauseating.
And that is the way trauma response is for a lot of people, because you go through something, it impacts you on an emotional level. Other people who don't have it, and it's not that they're being uncaring, it's just they don't get it. And
yeah, I was almost in tears when I heard him come out and say, like, he was handcuffed, his hands behind his back for 3 hours, and then he heard and knew that the individual that had the dog was only one hand cuffed and the other hand was able to be free.
Yeah.
And like, to me, I was just like, you did what? Like, I was just like, it just hit harder. There's another system that is just against the people it's supposed to be serving.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't, that point alone hit me right there. Just that point is what kept hitting me. Like, right when he got arrested, and then when he came out and he was starting to explain what had happened to him inside.
Yeah.
No, it was just more proof. There's so many systems that do this to people. There's not enough training or education in areas that it needs to be in.
Yeah.
And it's LA with all the Masterson stuff. It's, we know that the cops are in Scientology's pocket.
Unfortunately, but and to me, it's always interesting that you have. I'm sorry, people could keep saying, "No, it's not." LAPD is so bloated; it's not even funny. But yet, with that, it's amazing to me that Scientology calls, and it's usually, not always, but usually it's always the same officers who magically show up. It's like, how the heck does that work?
I hadn't actually noticed that, but I will start paying attention to that.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see the same. And in fact, William Streets, he has nicknames for. I think he made me call them the right name. I don't know, but he has names for them, kind of like he does with the Scientology R2D2. I'm still trying to figure out who R2D2 is, but he deals with them so much he actually knows their name, or a name for them.
And Chris the Hellcat now is going to start paying more attention to the cops, because after last night, he started recognizing the bald one, Tallman, being at multiple situations.
Interesting. Okay.
So he's trying to pay. He said last night he's going to start trying to pay more attention, but he also just got a brand new rig. So it's probably going to get easier for him to start paying attention to smaller details like that.
Yeah, it was really fascinating to see, because of the way streams kept blocking up and things like that. I had Confident Chris, I had Hellcat, I had Paul Modessa, I had Streets, I had, who else was it? There was somebody else. At one point, I had like 5 or 6 streams going, and I would just cycle between them. If somebody was talking, they didn't have a good audio, I'd go hit this guy, and
If anybody knows where to catch Serge's speech out front of the Hollywood station before Aaron got let out, please let me know.
You know what? As they were putting Aaron in the car, I liked what he was saying there too.
Yeah. I was really wanting to hear a little bit clearer what he was trying to say out front of the station. I know it's probably the same thing that he's trying to explain his side of the situation, second gens, the trafficking of children, all of that. But the fact that Serge, Laura, and Jenna were all standing together, basically hugging one another.
Yeah.
All I could hear was this heartbreaking voice of Serge, and I couldn't exactly hear what he was saying.
It may be, because I was really impressed with how good the audio was, and Streets LA was too far away to catch it. I think it may have been either Confident Chris or Paul Modessa.
Okay.
Whatever her first name is, I don't remember. Jessica Paul Modessa. She, one of those two was, it was so close, it couldn't have gotten better. It looked like,
good
press quality.
Okay.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah. No, I wanted to hear it. I just hadn't found the energy yet to go actually searching for it, because you're gonna have to go, rewinding through videos. People aren't gonna have time to go through everything and clip things out yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I need to friend. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh man, she's still got good pictures.
Chris. Okay.
She's got good.
Chris. Okay.
Good pictures of food. Marie Cora. Okay, how do you send a friend request? I'm so not. There we go. Add friend. Aha. Okay.
I don't know which channel, but one of them said during the exchange between the two guys was about dog being labeled as a habitual biter.
Well, the
dog.
I disagree with that.
Egged on to do that.
Apparently, it bit Laura at one point, and there was footage of it.
I think it
biting
got Chris with a Hellcat, right?
Yeah, I think it was Chris. Yeah, I think it bit two people, and then the whole thing with Aaron.
Yeah. So it's not the dog; it's what the dog is being used to do.
Yeah.
It's not the dog.
Yeah,
that's what was making me so angry last night. It's just I do not want to hear people hating on this animal. It's not the animal's fault.
When I watched Aaron's footage, nobody that was in that realm where he was talking was mad at the dog. No. They were all glad that the dog wasn't sent to animal control and all that.
I can't remember what feed it was, but it just after it bit Laura, somebody was like, "Your dog will get arrested too." Like they were chasing him down. Oh, Hellcat speed. And they were like chasing him down because he tried to leave the scene. And then literally a mob of people are just chasing him everywhere. And he finds every possible color, like every possible like skin color person to him to get in front of him and be like, "Hey, they did this to me." And now all of a sudden you've got a ton of it then looks like a racial issue. Literally what he tried to cause was something that looked like a racial issue just before the police showed up, minutes before the police showed up.
Well, yeah, and it
has bitten both Chris's, Will, Laura, and tried to bite Aaron at the instigation of the guy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What he is being used for. Thank you, Pup Grimmer. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, hopefully the dog's able to get released to whoever that Marine, the guy wearing the Marine.
I'm pretty sure it was. It was released to the guy that was that it was happy to see and all.
Yeah, hopefully he just knows how to take care of it, not that other idiot. But
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm still in shock. All of this happened in less than 24 hours at this point. We're not even at the 20. Well, we might be at the 24-hour mark in the next half hour, from when he got attacked. And we still had the police. It took 3 hours for the police to do any arrests. And then it took 5 or 6 hours for Aaron to even get released.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked about, whether a service dog would be protective of its person. And she says, even in the case of protection of a public service dog
never.
In the case of protection, a public service dog should never be aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife deals a little bit with service dogs. Actually, she used to train, she didn't train service dogs. She would train canine good citizens. But she does quite a bit with she's worked quite a bit with service dogs.
DOA, the guy in red. Okay, he is there now. Okay,
good.
If anybody wants to email me the link to that, I can put that up. Meeting recovery at gmail.com.
Maria's going to send it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, I can't wait to see some of the things that Aaron does on this now. I really hope that they understand. You did not quiet this man. You put a bigger fire under his butt. He's now got weeks upon weeks and thousands, if not hundreds, of hours of content to come from this.
They definitely done messed up. They definitely.
And like not just Aaron, all of the what do you call them again? Police auditors? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Okay. So all of the police auditors out there right now, or just people doing auditing on Scientology, they just increase the number of people who want to be out there doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see the Aftermath Foundation too. I am thinking they probably won't touch with a 10-foot cattle prod, given the schisms that occurred after their last thing. And I was a little relieved to see Mitch Brisker show up. I mean, I realize there's a little bit of friction between him and Aaron, but I'm hoping that they can get that, worked out.
I also wonder if it's not just a generational thing between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's not even so much that they dislike each other. They just can't see eye to eye because that's not where their learning level was at, right?
Oh, yeah, they're doing two completely different jobs and two completely different experiences. So, and
Brisker, he joined. He wasn't wasn't born in, and he joined and got sober.
Yeah.
At joining Scientology.
Yeah. He was public and
Yeah.
And he actually made money.
Yeah.
Scientology, not $40 a week, 45, whatever.
Jeez.
I'm really this is really fascinating though, because the history of Scientology and how it tax exempt status, you can't touch it. But at the same time, it is so interesting seeing this movement, this grassroots groundswell towards it. It's like it's just fascinating to watch, and it's interesting to see what effect it's had on Scientology, because Streets LA, he pretty much just with himself. I mean, now he's got other people with him, but he pretty much shut down that org, their most profitable org, all by himself. I mean, that's amazing.
Exactly. One person and one cell phone.
Yep.
Now, what will happen with hundreds of people and hundreds of cell phones?
It's actually, I mean, I realize it'll probably still take years, decades, possibly, but it's actually looking hopeful that something's going to happen.
Yeah, and I watched a video on Leah Remini's case as well. Like, I know it doesn't outwardly look like it's going very well, but she might have some small victories and some small wins right now in that case that could get bigger. Now, what happens when Aaron puts in a civil suit? Now you've got Leah Remini, and you've got this man that they're calling an artist and a robber or whatever on his page, and saying on the internet page that they created for him. But then all of a sudden, the eye is going to completely shift onto Scientology, which they can't do. Like, they just don't do good when the eye's on them.
They're opened up for discovery too, so there's that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that he gets to dig into some discovery. I really, really do, because some of that stuff that's going to come out is going to be horrendous for them. Absolutely horrendous.
And
be good.
And we're also still waiting for the response.
And they don't get a choice but to own every bit of it.
Yeah. And they're also, everybody's still waiting for the response to Grant Cardone as well. So there's somebody else, and of course he's a nightmare. He's just body language, everything. He's just horrible. I can't imagine he's going to last much longer.
No, I never, and I only heard this Grant Cardone stuff from Aaron. I never really got into that one, but just the whole situation at this point, just the whole Scientology situation versus public, not public Scientologists, but public, is starting to become a little bit more heated than I think they ever wanted it to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and even their icons, like oh gosh, the one guy, short little dude, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
A lot of people are starting to look at him now, and it's, because it's coming out, he's a butthead, and, he's not a nice guy. And
I will be right back. I need to go check on the lady.
Yeah.
I'm usually used to her going checking on the animals.
I think that I heard something recently. Tom Cruise has got like this thing. If they're over 33, his girlfriends or wives, it seems to be that he divorces or breaks up with them over 33. So, like, how old is he now? And if this is still a thing, it's gross. Just
he's got to be. He's got to be. I think he's older than I am, and I'm 55. So. Yeah,
I think he's older than me, even. I'm 58, but I do think he's older than me.
Shh, we must keep that quiet. I'm the oldest one here, so we must not mention that again.
What?
What'd you even say?
What? Really, because the last one with him and didn't tell him about it. Yeah, that was, man. That was a class act, really, right there. The way man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like James Bond couldn't have done better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, though, with this stuff going on. Is everybody's sobriety easier when you can focus your attention on, or do you fall back in old behaviors? Or is it,
you mean us watching?
Yeah.
For me, it helped me last night. The real life drama versus my own drama was wonderful.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you need a distraction.
It was so wonderful. And it was like, I couldn't sleep for the life of me last night. So it was like, I'll fall asleep once Aaron gets released. And then Aaron got released, and it was like all the endorphins and adrenaline just shut down, and I was out cold.
Nice. I did ask for in California what makes a dog classified as a habitual biter. Okay. Cruz is 61. I thought so.
Yeah. Well, him and the captain of the Space Navy, they're besties, and they both need little heels on their shoes, and it's okay. It's okay. They're besties. We'll leave them alone. They can have one another.
I really couldn't keep up with any of that as far as reading toxic stuff from the chats. I was mainly talking to Lori Plays, because she's ex-law enforcement. Her and I were comparing notes, and it's like, it did not turn out how either of us thought, but we didn't figure in the the lack of brain power going into this. But the only other person I really interacted with was, I kept interacting with Xenus, and there was a Xenu on every channel. It's like, hey man, Scientology really giving you a raw deal. I think you're a nice guy, but come on.
Now, Lori Plays, the ex-sheriff, when you were talking to her, did it come up at all with the Tolman situation, the fact that he's a corporal and he's above only rookies? How many of those police officers were rookies that were out last night?
He was the only one. I think there was a sergeant there.
Okay.
Basically, he was the only one with. He had 2 stripes. That's a corporal. I don't think there's anybody else there. I think there was a sergeant, and then everybody else had blank.
So everybody else is a rookie.
Oh, just a patrol officer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, and everybody at first, and you see this happens in true crime a lot, where the first officers who responded, they just responded because they were available, but they were from a completely different division. All they were really interested in, from their perspective, at least from the way I was trained, when cops roll up, all they're looking to do is make sure nothing else is happening. They're just trying to freeze the situation and make sure nothing else going on. Same thing happens if you get a murder or something like that. First cops to show up, they're not actually investigating it. They're going in just to try to secure the situation. The detectives show up, and then they are the ones who actually investigate it. So it makes sense. I mean, I can understand how that would frustrate Aaron, because I said this already to this guy. Isn't he investigating officers? Like, no, he was actually just some meathead. I shouldn't call him that. He's actually some dude from another division. But so people were getting down on that. I wasn't down on him about that, but the rest of it, The rest of it's just.
I don't think the dog's getting in trouble, you guys. I really don't.
No. I feel like we would have heard something by now because there's been enough people defending that dog. And there's been enough people worried about that dog that we would have heard something by now.
And Aaron, pretty much, you can pretty much rest assured Aaron doesn't want anything to happen to the dog either. He didn't even.
Oh, and he said that. Yeah, he said that multiple times, even on his live stream. Okay, guys, that's enough. He would say, that's enough about that. Yeah. The dog was only reacting to what the owner wanted.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. So.
Would have the cutest mugshot ever, though.
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people react to different things. There's a lot of big movement of, not allowing certain breeds and things like that. And it's like it depends upon its upbringing, what it's trained to do, what people have done to it, that kind of thing. So,
yeah. Well, look at Elvis the Chihuahua. If he was a bigger dog, there would probably be a much larger issue other than, oh my God, he's cute, If that was a pit bull sized dog or a pit bull in general, that would be a definite issue. But he's a tiny Chihuahua.
There was a gorgeous, what was it, a Malamute when Aaron was back? Yeah, it was a husky. Okay, yeah, that was a gorgeous dog.
Beautiful, yeah.
And the problem was he knew it too.
Yes. Oh my! But he was so well socialized. Like for him to be able, or she to be able to be around that many energies, and still just be wagging its tail and
they're high energy.
He's a good-looking dog, and he knows it. And probably,
but he did really well in that situation.
I am amazed at how much Malamutes and Huskies can talk.
Oh, they talk a lot.
Yeah, people have videos of them arguing with their dog.
Now, Pup Groomer, there has been something alluded to. The guy who sicked the dog on the Squirrel Squad is not the owner of the dog. Which, I don't know what the relationship would be. I don't know if he's a dog walker or
roommate, even
take the dog for a walk or what.
And the dog
that there has been some hinting toward the dog not belonging to the guy who attacked.
And the dog actually could be a service dog. It's just
not his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not his service dog, clearly. But I had the first time that I realized I needed dogs in my life is when I went in foster care. They had a Husky Shar-Pei cross, so the really wrinkly dogs mixed with a Husky. Yeah. So she looked like a miniature Husky with so many wrinkles. And I had started doing vocal training. And as soon as I would get home from my training and I'd go downstairs, I was also in band at the time. As soon as I was playing the flute, or as soon as I was like practicing for my next festival, she'd be downstairs singing away with me. Every single time. Yeah.
We had a German Shepherd. It was a purebred German Shepherd. And for whatever reason, don't know why, there was this old guy, he would walk his what was that dog? What's that? Basset Hound. Would walk his Basset Hound by the house. Every time he did, this German Shepherd would start howling. It's a wolf. It's like, it's not a wolf, and neither are you. And I don't know why he thought that Basset Hound was a wolf, but
oh my goodness.
So funny.
She was pretty cute. Her name was Kaylee too, and Kaylee is a Celtic word for kitchen party. So she was born in a kitchen, so it was a kitchen party.
Okay. Well, I mean, I knew as soon as you said singing, the dog was singing with you. Huskies are awesome. Yeah. My ex had a husky. He would have howling conversations with me.
I really love, not every time, but a lot of times when I'm feeling down, I'll look up talking husky or talking Malamute. And those videos lift me up every time.
Every time.
Yes.
Because I mean, when they put the words up to interpret what the dog's saying, it so fits.
Yes.
Every time. Let's see here. The guy is walking now. Oh, okay, the red cape guy.
I think so.
I had a pit bull border collie mix that was the most beautiful dog and the most mellow. That is interesting because mellow is not something that I associate with border collie.
Yeah. They're usually fairly hyper. Well, at least my experience with them. My experience only.
Yeah, they tend to become order nerds, is what my wife calls them, where things are supposed to be this way, and nope, you're breaking the rules. You're supposed to do this.
Yeah. My baby sat a border collie, or pet sat a border collie for a while, and if I didn't tell it to go to its mat, it would pace around me in circles, like it was hurting me, just me, because I was the only one in the house. And then it's like, okay, go to your mat. And then all of a sudden just settle and calm and just lay on the mat. And then when I sat down on the couch, immediately it was up on the couch and me and everything.
Well, there was a couple parties I went to that were dog trainers. And it was so funny because all of them have dogs, of course. And you'd have this huge group of people standing around like a fire or something. And sure enough, the dogs would just kind of go around you and they get closer and closer. And before you know it, you're being herded into a tight little circle. Hey, wait a minute, stop that.
Let me breathe.
I did have a border collie that was born around the same time as me. And she was my little protector. She'd herd me away from the road when I was a little thing. And she was actually mellow.
Oh.
She was a collie. She was just one of those rare dogs.
They could be really good friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Her name was Bonnie.
Yeah. Oh, now I want a Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. I love the paint job of border collies too. They're especially puppies. They're cute little puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's hard to find the ugly puppy, but
that's true. Well, what do you guys think? Have we had a meeting?
Yeah, I feel like I've released all of the information about the A-Ray Ron situation in my head. I needed to.
So, who's the guy who's shooting out there right now? What was his name? Oh, I think you have a link from him,
Someone
right?
mentioned Rockstar. I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay.
When the other guy showed up, the dog acted like they do when you come home after being gone for a bit. Yeah. I saw that part. That was actually pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
All the animal talk just gave me the warm fuzzies. Yeah.
I think the person that she was talking about in the red cape, I remember DOA.
Oh, okay.
But I can't remember the beginning part of it.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess there wasn't going to be anything else that we could talk about today.
No. There was just too much.
Just in case, but I had a feeling this is where we were going to go.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of funny how Scientology came up last night at the end of the stream too. And then all of a sudden, all of this happened like immediately after stream. Like we're technically during, right at the end of stream is when Aaron got assaulted. And then everybody's like watching after that.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend with it. I just saw, okay, what's going on? And I just rewound a little bit. And then I had to, and I'm getting dressed for the barn. And
yeah.
I am so thankful. I went to the dentist, when was it, yesterday or day before? And they couldn't find a thing wrong. It's like it was intense pain, so there's no sign of infection.
Do you have a mouth guard for at night?
No, I don't. I might need to look at one, but he did adjust it because it was a crown that it was hitting first. But yeah, the amount of pain I've never had that much pain in a tooth before. That was
I thought I was going to lose a tooth one time, and it just turned out that it hurt. It hurt like a infected tooth, but it was from grinding my teeth.
That might be. I mean, they did notice that my sinus cavity does go right down to it, and the whole nerve thing. And
right.
I've been sleeping on that side, and a bunch of stuff. But I am on the. It is better, and I'm on the
Antibiotics.
Yeah, I was going to say pills, but yeah, whatever they are. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thankful. I'm trying to be thankful for the little things. Just because, I guess thankfulness is good.
Kristen Melinda says, "Yay, Ben! I'm glad you had no sign of infection. Well, sorry you're still in pain."
It's a minor, in the overall scheme of things, it's minor. But when you have that going on, it's hard to think about anything else.
That's right.
It's kind of like having an ingrown toenail, not broken toe, but something that's reoccurring.
Yeah.
It's hard to concentrate on anything else. It's like, I gotta still get an MRI and all this other stuff, but hopefully that works out. Be curable.
Well, what do you think?
I look a little pale. Yeah, well, that's my the lighting in here isn't super great. We got a little bit of natural light, but it's cloudy.
Yeah.
And voices. That's probably a singular opinion of my voice. I mean, I think a lot of people find it grating, but
no way, not at all.
But well, thank you for that.
I got some trees here. How about we just say good night with a huzzah?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, but I can't do mine too loud.
Maybe you count us down then.
There's a lady sleeping in the next room. I don't want to wake her. I heard she gets mad if you wake her. So we don't want to do that. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Good night, everybody.
I do hope you have a good evening, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. You take care.
Thank you. You too, Ben. All right, you guys. Well, this has been fun. A nice little diversion. All right. Well, hopefully see you next meeting. And until then, peace, y'all.